the tapestry of modern society, where every thread of tradition and innovation entwines, there lies a profound, yet often overlooked, philosophy that could very well be the needle sewing the fabric of our world closer together, Confucianism. Let's embark on a journey, not just any journey, but one that reimagines ethics through the lens of ancient Chinese wisdom in the bustling streets and digital byways of today's global village. Once upon a time, in the heartlands of ancient China, Confucius pondered upon the complexities of human relationships and the moral framework that binds them. Fast forward to today, and you might wonder, how can a philosophy centuries old resonate with the high-speed, technologically driven world we live in? The answer lies not in the differences but in the timeless relevance of Confucian principles, especially when it comes to reimagining ethics in contemporary society. At the core of Confucian thought is the diversity of love. Just as one might find varied genres on a late-night show, from comedy sketches to heartfelt interviews, Confucianism recognizes the different forms and expressions of love. It is this diversity that underpins societal harmony. Imagine applying this principle in today's workplaces or families. Acknowledging and appreciating the unique ways people express care and concern could transform interpersonal dynamics. Moral intuition, another gem from Confucianism, suggests that the heart knows the ethical path instinctively. In a world bombarded with information overload, this calls us to trust our inner moral compass, guiding us through dilemmas big and small, much like a seasoned host trusts their gut feeling to lead the show's direction. Li, or the notion of life-generating activity, is seen as an articulation of love as good. It's about creating and nurturing life in all its forms, akin to planting a garden. In today's context, this could mean anything from environmental conservation efforts to fostering positive online communities. It's about creating spaces where life, in its broadest sense, flourishes. Humility and conscientiousness are virtues that seem to be in short supply in the age of social media highlight reels. Yet, they are foundational in Confucian ethics, emphasizing the importance of self-awareness and diligent moral living. Picture this: a world where individuals and leaders alike embrace modesty and diligently weigh their actions' moral implications. The ripple effect could be monumental, from politics to personal relationships. Practical application of virtue ethics, a hallmark of Confucian thought, insists on living out virtues in everyday life. It's one thing to talk about kindness and another to act kindly. In a narrative reminiscent of a well-crafted late-night monologue, Confucianism nudges us towards aligning our actions with our words, ensuring our daily lives reflect our ethical stances. Education, often discussed in the realm of Confucianism, is not merely academic but moral and social. It's about cultivating individuals who contribute to societal harmony. In the digital age, this could translate to media literacy, critical thinking, and empathy, skills essential for navigating the complex web of global interconnectedness. Confucianism also navigates the tension between intellectual and practical virtues, reminding us that knowledge and action go hand in hand. In a society obsessed with instant gratification, this wisdom encourages a deeper engagement with our pursuits, be they professional or personal. The philosophy's exploration of generalism and particularism in morality offers a nuanced approach to ethical decision-making, acknowledging that while universal principles guide us, the particulars of each situation are crucial. This insight is invaluable in today's world, where every tweet, decision, or policy could have unforeseen consequences. Lastly, by intertwining ethics and ontology, Confucianism invites us to reflect on the nature of our being and the cultivation of virtue. It's an invitation to consider not just what we do, but who we are and who we are becoming in this rapidly changing world. In weaving the rich tapestry of Confucian wisdom through the narrative of contemporary society, we find that ancient insights not only remain relevant, but offer profound guidance in reimagining ethics today. Just as a master raconteur captivates their audience with stories that resonate on a universal level, Confucianism, with its deep roots and timeless virtues, holds the key to unlocking a more ethical, harmonious society. In the end, it's not just about revisiting ancient philosophy. It's about reimagining how we live together in this vast, interconnected world. And perhaps, in this reimagining, we find the path to a more ethical, compassionate, and cohesive society. In the bustling corridors of the modern world, where every moment is a race against time, and every heart beats to the rhythm of technology's unending advancements, one might pause and wonder if the ancient wisdom of the past still holds any relevance. Among the great sages whose teachings have traversed through centuries, Confucius, a name synonymous with wisdom and moral integrity, offers insights that remarkably echo in today's complexities. Through a narrative journey, let us explore how Confucianism, with its rich tapestry of ethical principles, weaves into the fabric of contemporary life, offering perspectives that are both ancient and surprisingly modern. At the heart of Confucian thought lies the concept of li, often translated as ritual or proper conduct. However, to view li merely as a set of ceremonial practices would be to skim the surface of a deep, life-generating philosophy. Imagine li as the dance of life, where each movement, each gesture, is imbued with love, respect, and a profound understanding of one's role in the harmonious orchestration of society. In today's fast-paced environment, where interactions are often reduced to transactions, the practice of li invites us to rethink our approach to everyday encounters, urging us to infuse them with meaning and care. The diversity of love, as recognized by Confucian tradition, further illuminates the intricate web of relationships that define human existence. From the filial piety between a child and their parents to the fraternal bonds among friends, each form of love is a thread contributing to the social fabric. This multifaceted understanding of love challenges the often one-dimensional portrayal of affection in modern narratives, prompting us to appreciate and nurture the various expressions of love in our lives. Confucius championed moral intuition and humility, virtues that seem all the more vital in an era dominated by ego and the relentless pursuit of success. The sage's counsel to lead a conscientious life, diligently reflecting on one's actions and their impact on others, offers a counterbalance to the prevailing ends justify the means mentality. In a world teeming with moral quandaries, the Confucian emphasis on intuition and humility as guides through the ethical maze is a beacon of light. Education, for Confucius, was not merely the acquisition of knowledge but the cultivation of virtue. In a time when education is often viewed as a ladder to economic success, this perspective invites a reevaluation of learning's purpose. It encourages the nurturing of intellectual and practical virtues, fostering individuals who are not only skilled but also compassionate, respectful, and ethical leaders in their communities. Real-life examples abound of individuals and organizations embodying Confucian virtues. Consider the story of an entrepreneur who, inspired by the concept of li, revolutionized customer service in their company, treating every interaction as a meaningful exchange rather than a transaction. Or the tale of a teacher who, driven by the Confucian ideal of education, transformed her classroom into a space where students learn to be morally upright citizens, not just academically proficient. In weaving idioms through our narrative, like walking the talk, or the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, we enrich our understanding of Confucianism's relevance today. These sayings encapsulate the essence of putting Confucian principles into action, reminding us that the path to a virtuous life is paved with intentional, everyday choices. As we draw the curtains on this exploration, it becomes evident that the teachings of Confucius, far from being relics of the past, are vibrant strands of wisdom that can guide us through the labyrinth of modern life. In embracing these ancient insights, we find timeless tools for building a more ethical, harmonious, and compassionate world. So, let us step forward with moral intuition as our compass, humility as our guide, and a deep-seated respect for the dance of life, as we navigate the challenges and wonders of the here and now. In the bustling modern world where the digital realm often overshadows personal connections, it's easy to overlook the ancient wisdom that has guided humanity through centuries of social evolution. One such treasure trove of insight comes from Confucian philosophy, a beacon of ethical guidance and moral clarity. As we navigate the intricate web of relationships and respect in today's society, revisiting Confucian principles might just be the compass we need to find our way. At the heart of Confucianism lies the concept of rein, or benevolence, a principle that encourages an altruistic regard for others. Imagine walking into a room and, instead of reaching for your phone, you engage in meaningful conversation, truly interested in understanding and valuing the person in front of you. This simple act of kindness, rooted in Ran, can transform our interactions, creating a ripple effect of positivity. Confucius taught that love is not monolithic. It's diverse and multifaceted. This diversity of love, from the affection between friends to the respect for one's elders, is what stitches the fabric of society together. By applying this ancient wisdom, we can cultivate a more empathetic and understanding community. It's about recognizing that the love we give isn't just a single note played over and over, but a symphony that enriches our collective experience. One of the most profound lessons from Confucianism is the emphasis on moral intuition and li as life-generating activities. In a world that often prioritizes material success, these principles remind us that the real essence of living a good life lies in our moral actions and the love we share. Imagine a scenario where, instead of prioritizing personal gain, individuals act with moral humility, considering the impact of their actions on others. This conscientious approach can lead to a society where mutual respect and care are paramount. But how do we integrate these ancient principles into the hustle and bustle of modern life? It starts with the individual. Each one of us can strive to embody the virtues of Confucian thought, from moral humility to conscientiousness. In doing so, we not only better ourselves but also influence those around us. It's like throwing a pebble into a pond. The ripples spread far and wide. Integration of real-life examples into our daily routines can serve as constant reminders of these values. For instance, consider the practice of li in everyday interactions. Whether it's holding the door open for someone or listening attentively without judgment, these acts of kindness are manifestations of li that generate positivity and respect within our communities. In our pursuit of success and recognition, it's easy to lose sight of the importance of moral development and social harmony. Confucian philosophy, with its emphasis on education and the practical application of virtue ethics, provides a blueprint for creating a balanced and harmonious society. It teaches us that true fulfillment comes not from what we acquire but from the virtues we cultivate and the love we share. As we forge ahead in this fast-paced world, let us not forget the wisdom of the past. The teachings of Confucius, with their focus on relationships and respect, offer a timeless guide to navigating the complexities of modern society. By embracing these principles, we can create a world where respect, kindness, and understanding prevail. In conclusion, the Confucian compass, with its ancient wisdom, holds the key to enhancing our relationships and fostering a culture of respect in today's world. By integrating these timeless principles into our lives, we can navigate the challenges of modern society with grace and build a future where ethical considerations and mutual respect are at the forefront of human interaction. Let us all strive to be the change, embodying the virtues that Confucius championed centuries ago, and in doing so, light the way for generations to come. In the whirlwind pace of the 21st century life, where technology and globalization seem to lead the dance of progress, one might ponder if ancient philosophies still find a place in our modern world. Yet, as we navigate through the complexities of contemporary existence, the teachings of Confucius, a venerable sage from ancient China, continue to cast a subtle yet profound influence over our thoughts, actions, and the very fabric of society. This tale, dear reader, embarks on a journey to unveil the enduring relevance of Confucianism in our daily lives, illustrating how this age-old wisdom molds us in ways we scarcely recognize. At the heart of Confucian thought lies the diversity of love. Love, in the Confucian tradition, is not a monolithic emotion but a spectrum that encompasses various forms and expressions. From the filial piety between a child and their parents to the camaraderie among friends, Confucianism teaches us the importance of nurturing and cherishing these diverse relationships. In today's world, where relationships often become transient in the face of mobility and digital communication, Confucianism reminds us of the deep-seated need for genuine, loving connections. Moreover, Confucianism places a significant emphasis on moral intuition. It suggests that the path to understanding and practicing morality isn't solely through rigorous intellectual pursuit, but also through listening to the whispers of our hearts. In an era where ethical dilemmas are increasingly complex, the Confucian insistence on moral intuition serves as a guiding light, encouraging us to trust our inner moral compass. Li, or the principle of proper conduct, is another cornerstone of Confucian philosophy, seen as a life-generating activity that articulates love as good. Li encompasses not just rituals and manners but the very act of living virtuously. As we grapple with the environmental and social challenges of our times, Li inspires a collective movement towards sustainable and ethical living, urging us to weave virtue into the fabric of our day-to-day lives. The virtues of moral humility and conscientiousness are also pillars of Confucian thought. In a world often captivated by the allure of fame and success, Confucianism teaches us the value of modesty, self-awareness, and the diligent pursuit of ethical living. These teachings encourage us to reflect on our actions and their impact on the world around us, fostering a society that values integrity over accolades. Confucianism's approach to education is particularly relevant in today's knowledge-driven society. Viewing education as essential for moral development and social harmony, it advocates for lifelong learning and the cultivation of virtue through intellectual and practical endeavors. This perspective resonates in our continuous quest for personal and professional growth, highlighting the intrinsic link between education, morality, and societal well-being. The distinction between intellectual and practical virtues in Confucianism underscores the importance of balancing theoretical knowledge with actionable wisdom. In an age where information is abundant, this distinction reminds us that true wisdom lies in the application of knowledge to better our lives and the lives of others. Confucianism's exploration of generalism and particularism in morality, as well as its intertwining of ethics and ontology, offers a nuanced framework for ethical decision-making. It encourages us to consider both universal principles and the specifics of each situation, fostering a balanced approach to life's moral quandaries. In weaving the rich tapestry of Confucian philosophy through our narrative, it becomes evident that its teachings are not relics of a bygone era but living, breathing principles that continue to shape our thoughts, actions, and societal norms. From fostering deeper connections and trusting our moral intuition to living virtuously and valuing education, Confucianism's subtle influence permeates every aspect of 21st century life, guiding us toward a more harmonious and fulfilling existence. So, as we forge ahead in this fast-paced world, let us remember the sage advice of Confucius, allowing his timeless wisdom to inspire and guide us. For in the teachings of Confucianism, we find not only the keys to personal growth and moral integrity, but also the blueprint for a society that thrives on respect, harmony, and love. In the bustling streets of modern cities, where the cacophony of daily life drowns out the whispers of the past, it's easy to believe that ancient philosophies have little to offer to our contemporary moral quandaries. Yet, as I delve into the vibrant tapestry of stories that make up our world, I've discovered an enduring echo of Confucian principles resonating through the ages. Bridging ages, Confucianism's echo in today's morals invites you on a journey to explore how this ancient philosophy still shapes our understanding of love, morality, and virtue in the 21st century. At the heart of Confucianism lies a profound appreciation for the diversity of love. In a world often torn by hatred and indifference, the Confucian tradition reminds us of the myriad forms and expressions of love that bind us together. From the unconditional love between family members to the respectful love among friends and the compassionate love for strangers, Confucianism teaches us that each form of love is essential for nurturing a harmonious society. But how does this ancient wisdom translate into our daily lives? Consider the story of Anna, a nurse who, during the peak of a global pandemic, embodied the Confucian virtue of conscientiousness. Working tirelessly, Anna demonstrated that love in action is not just an emotion but a moral duty to care for others, even at great personal risk. Her story is a testament to the timeless relevance of Confucian teachings, illustrating how moral intuition and practical virtue ethics guide us in making difficult decisions that affect the well-being of our community. Furthermore, Confucianism's emphasis on moral humility and the importance of education for moral development offer a refreshing perspective in an era often characterized by arrogance and the undervaluing of intellectual growth. By promoting modesty and self-awareness, Confucian principles encourage us to reflect on our actions and continuously strive for moral improvement. This is seen in the endeavors of educators like Mr. Lin, who integrates Confucian ethics into his curriculum, fostering a generation that values moral integrity over material success. But Confucianism is not without its complexities. The philosophy's exploration of the tension between generalism and particularism in morality challenges us to navigate the fine line between upholding universal ethical standards and recognizing the unique circumstances of each situation. In the corporate world, this might manifest in the ethical dilemmas faced by leaders like Sophia, who must balance profit with social responsibility, applying Confucian wisdom to ensure her company's actions contribute positively to society. As we journey through the narratives of individuals like Anna, Mr. Lin, and Sophia, we witness the skillful deployment of idioms such as "actions speak louder than words," and "a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." These idioms, enriched by the depth of Confucian philosophy, remind us that moral living is not merely an intellectual exercise, but a series of practical steps taken every day. In conclusion, the echoes of Confucianism in today's morals serve as a bridge connecting the ancient with the modern, the theoretical with the practical. By weaving together real-life examples with the rich tapestry of Confucian thought, we uncover a narrative that speaks to the enduring power of love, virtue, and morality in shaping a harmonious society. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, let us carry forward the wisdom of Confucius, allowing it to guide our steps toward a more compassionate and ethically grounded world. In the whirlwind pace of our modern lives, where technology and globalization have intertwined cultures in unprecedented ways, it's easy to overlook the philosophical underpinnings that subtly shape our worldviews and actions. Yet, nestled within the hustle and bustle of our daily routines, ancient wisdom continues to exert a profound influence, guiding us toward a more harmonious existence. Among these venerable philosophies, Confucianism, with its rich tapestry of moral insights and ethical teachings, offers a beacon of light for navigating the complexities of contemporary life. Today, let's embark on a journey to explore how Confucian values, those age-old pearls of wisdom, are not relics of the past but living principles that continue to mold our world in myriad ways. At the heart of Confucian philosophy lies the concept of ren, often translated as benevolence or humanity. This cornerstone principle advocates for a deep, empathetic love for others, urging us to extend kindness and understanding beyond the confines of our immediate circles. In a world increasingly polarized by differences, the Confucian emphasis on universal love serves as a vital reminder of our shared humanity. It encourages us to break down barriers and build bridges of compassion, fostering a sense of global community that transcends cultural, racial, and national divides. But how, you might ask, does one cultivate such an expansive, all-encompassing love? Confucianism provides a nuanced roadmap through the virtue of Li, which encompasses rituals, propriety, and the right way of doing things. Far from advocating a rigid adherence to tradition, Li is about acting with respect, kindness, and consideration in all our interactions. It's about holding the door open for a stranger, listening with an open heart to a friend in need, or simply offering a smile to a passerby. These seemingly small acts of kindness, when multiplied across millions of individuals, have the power to generate a profound ripple effect, transforming societal norms and fostering a culture of respect and empathy. Moreover, Confucianism champions the idea of moral intuition, the belief that we possess an innate ability to discern right from wrong. In an era where ethical dilemmas abound, from the complexities of environmental stewardship to the challenges of social justice, this concept invites us to trust our inner moral compass. It encourages us to look within and engage in a thoughtful dialogue with ourselves, ensuring that our actions align with our deepest values and principles. Education, too, plays a pivotal role in the Confucian vision for a harmonious society. But this is not education in the narrow sense of academic achievement. Rather, it is a lifelong pursuit of wisdom, character development, and self-improvement. In a time when knowledge is readily accessible at our fingertips, Confucianism reminds us of the importance of cultivating intellectual humility, recognizing that true wisdom lies not in the accumulation of facts but in understanding the limits of our knowledge and the boundless potential for growth. In weaving these ancient teachings into the fabric of our modern lives, we encounter the timeless relevance of Confucian values. They offer a counterbalance to the frenetic pace and often superficial interactions that characterize much of contemporary society, urging us to slow down, reflect on the depth of our connections, and act with intentional kindness. By embracing these principles, we not only enrich our own lives but also contribute to a more compassionate, just, and harmonious world. As we stand at the crossroads of tradition and modernity, the wisdom of Confucius beckons us to embark on a path of moral excellence, guided by the virtues of love, respect, and integrity. In doing so, we not only honor the legacy of one of history's greatest philosophers, but also take a meaningful step toward shaping a world where ancient virtues illuminate the path to a brighter future for all. In the bustling lanes of our modern lives, where the cacophony of demands, dreams, and duties often drowns out the whispers of our inner selves, there lies an ancient path marked by wisdom, virtue, and balance. This is the path of Confucian teachings, a guidepost for those seeking harmony amidst the chaos. Our narrative today ventures into the heart of Confucian philosophy, drawing parallels with the quest for equilibrium in our contemporary existence. Imagine, if you will, a world where each interaction, each decision, is imbued with a deep understanding of love's diversity, as Confucius taught. Love, in its myriad forms, from the filial to the fraternal, acts as the bedrock of society. It's not hard to see how this principle could transform our modern world, where often, in the rush for success, we forget the basic tenets of compassion and empathy. Confucius placed immense value on moral intuition, the innate ability to discern right from wrong. In today's context, this translates to listening to our inner voice amidst the noise, guiding us to act with integrity in both our professional and personal lives. Imagine a corporate leader navigating the treacherous waters of business ethics, guided by this moral compass, making decisions that not only ensure success but also foster trust and respect. The concept of li as a life-generating activity offers a refreshing perspective on our daily routines. Instead of viewing our actions as mundane tasks, we could see them as rituals that celebrate life, infusing them with joy and meaning. This shift in perspective could revolutionize our approach to work-life balance, transforming the drudgery of daily chores into acts of love and reverence. Humility and conscientiousness are virtues that seem to be in short supply in our fast-paced world. Yet they are more crucial than ever. A dose of Confucian humility could help us acknowledge our flaws and limitations, paving the way for personal growth and better relationships. Conscientiousness, on the other hand, encourages us to take our responsibilities seriously, be it as simple as recycling to combat climate change or as complex as advocating for social justice. Confucius championed the practical application of virtue ethics, an approach sorely needed today. It's one thing to talk about virtues and another to live them out. In a world where ethical dilemmas are part of everyday life, adopting a Confucian approach means making choices that are not only good for us, but also for our community and environment. Education, for Confucius, was not just about acquiring knowledge but about shaping character. In our digital age, where information is at our fingertips, we must not lose sight of the importance of educating our moral selves. The distinction between intellectual and practical virtues reminds us that true wisdom comes from applying what we know to better our lives and those of others. The tension between generalism and particularism in morality, a theme explored by Confucianism, resonates with the dilemmas we face today. Should we adhere to universal principles, or do circumstances dictate our moral choices? Confucian wisdom teaches us that while universal virtues are important, their application must be tempered by empathy and an understanding of the particular situation. Finally, the integration of ethics and ontology in Confucian philosophy offers a holistic view of life, where the cultivation of virtue is seen as essential to the very nature of being. In a world obsessed with material success, this perspective is a reminder that true fulfillment lies in the pursuit of virtue. As we weave through the tapestry of life, drawing on real-life examples and idioms like "a stitch in time saves nine," which underscores the value of timely action, a principle echoed in Confucian teachings, we find that the ancient wisdom of Confucius is not just relevant but essential. The balance we seek in our lives, between work and rest, ambition and contentment, individuality and community, can be found on this path of virtue, humility, and love. In the end, our journey through the teachings of Confucius is not just an intellectual exercise but a call to action. It challenges us to look within and around, to question, and to change. It beckons us to embark on the quest for harmony, guided by the timeless wisdom of Confucian philosophy. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, let us remember that the key to balance lies in embracing these ancient teachings, making them a beacon in our relentless pursuit of a fulfilled life. In the bustling heart of a modern metropolis, where the neon lights attempt to outshine the stars, one could argue that the ancient teachings of Confucius might seem like relics of a bygone era. Yet, it is here, amidst the cacophony of daily life, that these principles find new breath, shaping narratives and guiding the moral compass of individuals navigating the complexities of contemporary society. This tale, weaving through the past and present, explores how Confucian principles journey from ancient scrolls to become the urban ethics of today. Our story begins in the serene settings of ancient China, where Confucius, a philosopher, educator, and political figure, laid down the foundations of a philosophy that emphasized personal and governmental morality, correctness of social relationships, justice, kindness, and love. The cornerstone of Confucianism, the concept of li, represents the idea of a life-generating activity, an ontological articulation of love as good, guiding individuals in their interactions with others and the world around them. Fast forward to the present day, and one finds that the diversity of love, a critical aspect of Confucian thought, is more relevant than ever in a world teeming with a multitude of relationships. In the tapestry of urban life, where every thread is interwoven with myriad others, recognizing and appreciating the different forms and expressions of love can foster deeper, more meaningful connections. The principle of moral intuition, another gem from Confucianism, underscores the importance of gut feelings in understanding and practicing morality. In the rapid pace of city life, where time is often a luxury, this intuition becomes a guiding light, helping individuals make ethical decisions amidst the hustle and bustle. Furthermore, Confucianism advocates for moral humility, a quality that, when embraced, encourages modesty and self-awareness in ethical considerations. It's a reminder that, in the grand scheme of things, everyone is learning and growing, making mistakes and discoveries along the way. This humility, coupled with the conscientiousness that Confucianism holds dear, creates a framework for individuals to approach their daily life with diligence, care, and respect for others. The practical application of virtue ethics, an integral part of Confucian philosophy, emphasizes living out virtues in a day-to-day manner. It's not just about knowing what is right but doing what is right, turning thought into action. This approach resonates deeply in an urban setting, where actions often speak louder than words, and the impact of those actions ripples through the community. Education, a pillar of Confucian thought, is seen as essential not only for individual moral development but also for achieving social harmony. In today's urban environment, where diversity is the norm, education becomes a powerful tool for understanding and embracing different perspectives, fostering a sense of unity amidst diversity. Confucianism also explores the tension between intellectual and practical virtues, a balance that is particularly poignant in the context of modern challenges. It's a reminder that while knowledge is invaluable, the application of that knowledge in a practical, compassionate manner is what truly makes a difference. As this tale of ancient wisdom navigating the streets of the modern world unfolds, it's clear that the journey of Confucian principles from ancient scrolls to urban ethics is not just a journey through time but also a testament to the timeless nature of these teachings. By integrating real-life examples, such as the story of a community leader who applies these principles to bring harmony to a diverse neighborhood, or a business owner who prioritizes ethical practices, this narrative demonstrates the profound impact of Confucianism on contemporary society. In conclusion, as the neon lights continue to vie for dominance against the stars, the teachings of Confucius serve as a beacon, guiding individuals towards a life of morality, kindness, and love. From ancient scrolls to urban ethics, The journey of Confucian principles is a reminder that even in the heart of the metropolis, ancient wisdom can find new life, shaping not just individual stories, but the very fabric of society itself. In the tapestry of modern culture, where the threads of ancient wisdom often seem lost in the vibrant, chaotic weave of the contemporary, there lies a subtle, almost invisible thread of Confucian philosophy that continues to shape and guide us. This narrative aims to trace these threads, revealing how Confucianism, with its rich tapestry of moral intuition, diversity of love, and emphasis on ethical living, still influences our lives in profound ways. Let's dive into the concept of li, a term that in Confucianism refers to the ritual norms and propriety that govern not just personal but also societal harmony. Think of li as the life-generating activity that underpins our daily interactions. It's about the small courtesies we extend to each other, the respect we show to our elders, and the care we take in our community rituals. It's not hard to see li at work when we witness the orderly queue at a morning coffee shop or the respectful silence in a public library. These are modern expressions of an ancient principle, showing us that love and respect for societal norms are not just good but essential for communal well-being. Confucianism's emphasis on moral intuition and the diversity of love manifests in the myriad relationships that define our lives. The ancient philosophy recognizes that love is not monolithic. It varies greatly across the spectrum of human connections. This diversity is mirrored in our modern lives, where love takes many forms, from the fiery passion of romantic partners to the steady warmth of friendship, and the deep, often complex, love for family. Confucianism teaches us that each of these forms of love is valuable and necessary, guiding us in how we interact with those around us. Moreover, the emphasis on moral humility and conscientiousness in Confucian thought is a powerful antidote to the often overwhelming arrogance and carelessness of modern life. Confucianism encourages us to approach ethical dilemmas with modesty and self-awareness, acknowledging our limitations while striving to make the right decisions. This principle can be seen in the growing movements towards social responsibility and ethical consumerism. People are increasingly recognizing their impact on the world and seeking ways to live more harmoniously within it, reflecting the Confucian ideal of conscientious living. The practical application of virtue ethics in Confucianism, with its focus on living out virtues in our daily lives, offers a blueprint for personal and societal well-being. It's not enough to understand what is right. We must also do what is right. This principle is reflected in the rising interest in volunteerism and community service, as people seek to put their values into action. Confucianism also holds education as essential for moral development and social harmony. This is evident in the high value placed on education in modern societies, where lifelong learning is seen as key to personal growth and societal advancement. The distinction between intellectual and practical virtues in Confucian thought reminds us that knowledge is not just for the mind but for action. Finally, the Confucian exploration of generalism and particularism in morality, along with the merging of ethics and ontology, offers a nuanced approach to making ethical decisions. It encourages us to consider the broader principles that guide our actions while also paying attention to the specific contexts and relationships that shape our ethical choices. This approach is crucial in a world where complex social and ethical issues demand both principled thinking and sensitivity to particular circumstances. In weaving through the narratives of our lives, the invisible threads of Confucianism guide us towards a more harmonious, respectful, and ethical way of living. By tracing these threads, we see that ancient wisdom still holds profound relevance in our modern world, offering insights that can lead us to a more fulfilled and balanced life. In the bustling metropolis of today, where the cacophony of daily life often drowns out the whispers of wisdom from the past, there lies a treasure trove of guidance in the ancient teachings of Confucian philosophy. As we navigate through the myriad of challenges and dilemmas that modern life throws at us, the application of Confucian wisdom not only offers a beacon of light but also paves the way for a more harmonious and fulfilling existence. At the heart of Confucianism lies the concept of li, traditionally translated as ritual or propriety. However, to pigeonhole li into these narrow definitions is to overlook its profound significance as a life-generating activity that encapsulates love as good. In today's whirlwind of existence, where every moment is fleeting and relationships often take the back seat, Li reminds us of the importance of nurturing our connections with care and reverence. It teaches us that in every interaction, there lies an opportunity to cultivate love and goodness, whether it's a simple greeting exchanged with a neighbor or a heartfelt conversation with a loved one. One might wonder how the ancient wisdom of Confucius, dating back to the 5th century BC, could possibly have relevance in the digital age. Yet, the diversity of love and the emphasis on moral intuition that Confucianism champions are as pertinent today as they were centuries ago. In a world where the definition of love is constantly being expanded and challenged, Confucianism encourages us to embrace the myriad forms and expressions of love, acknowledging that each holds its unique value. Moreover, the emphasis on moral intuition in Confucian thought offers a refreshing counterpoint to the often rigid and prescriptive ethical guidelines that dominate modern discourse. It suggests that at the core of our being, we possess an innate understanding of what is right and good, which can guide us through the moral complexities of life. This perspective empowers individuals to trust their inner moral compass, fostering a sense of moral humility and conscientiousness that is sorely needed in today's world. Confucian philosophy also places a strong emphasis on the practical application of virtue ethics. It recognizes that the true test of one's character lies not in intellectual musings but in the daily enactment of virtues. In an era where actions are scrutinized and judged on the global stage of social media, Confucianism reminds us that the essence of virtue lies in the quiet, consistent practice of goodness, away from the limelight. The educational aspects of Confucian thought also hold valuable lessons for contemporary society. In a time when education is often reduced to the mere acquisition of knowledge and credentials, Confucianism reminds us of the transformative power of learning. It views education as a holistic process that not only imparts knowledge but also shapes character, fostering a sense of social responsibility and harmony. As we grapple with the ethical dilemmas of the 21st century, the Confucian concepts of generalism and particularism in morality offer a nuanced approach to decision-making. Rather than adhering to a one-size-fits-all moral code, Confucianism advocates for a balance between universal principles and the specific context of each situation. This approach encourages a more empathetic and flexible stance towards ethical issues, allowing for a deeper understanding and resolution of conflicts. Finally, the integration of ethics and ontology in Confucian philosophy offers a holistic view of human existence. It suggests that the cultivation of virtue is not merely a moral endeavor but an ontological one that is intricately linked to the very nature of our being. In a world consumed by materialism and superficial pursuits, this perspective invites us to reflect on the deeper aspects of life and our place in the universe. In conclusion, the wisdom of Confucian philosophy holds profound relevance for the modern world. By applying its teachings to our daily dilemmas and challenges, we can cultivate a life of virtue, harmony, and fulfillment. As we traverse the complex landscape of contemporary life, let us remember that the answers to our most pressing questions may just lie in the ancient wisdom of the past.